Okay, so we can get into this. So for those who do not know, basically the first one was just 4 of us. Who did I have on the last time? It was me, Nameless Maven, and who am I forgetting?
Zuma.
And Zuma, yeah, sorry. We had those 4 on, basically talking about COD and death, just having fun, bullshitting. It was supposed to be an hour, it became 2. We're gonna try and keep it a little bit smaller this time, or just shorter, because that was ridiculous. But regardless of that, we're gonna be talking about Call of Duty, the league standings, Division A, some teams, some stuff. Obviously the LG topic, because that's probably gonna be the hottest topic to talk about. A little bit about other stuff, and then basically answer some questions from the chat. Very, very casual, as it was last time. But we're starting off with the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Basically, Division A. Like, what did we think? Like, did any teams like surprise any of you guys in Division A? Like, from what you saw in the last 2 weeks of play? Because today was the last day, right? Today was like the last day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today
Okay.
was the last day.
All right.
Do we have the standings? Anyone?
For me, what? I know
LG's
that's
at
off
the
top-
bottom
off
of the
top.
standings. That's all we need to know.
To be honest, I was gonna say I was surprised. I have 2 teams. Is LG doing so bad? And no, I'm going the other way. Just because like, even though they obviously have all the team like internal issues, I didn't see them going 0-7.
Yeah.
And on the opposite side of that, I really thought EG did really well. They were kind of surprising. Like they got a lot better since London. I think they went like 4-3 overall, maybe, and they could have won like 2 more of those series. So, and they look like they're constantly improving. So I'm expecting them to keep getting better as time goes on.
I was gonna say Gen G for just absolutely throwing
Dude,
multiple series.
Since we beat them at London, they
Yeah, you know what? It's got to just like be in their head.
100%.
that way.
It's what I said.
Yeah.
As soon as they lose that first map, like they're just fucked.
People thought I was a dick after we beat them, because that's what I said. I was like, they're a really good team, but they don't have anyone that's won an event, and like any player that's ever won an event has always had that really hard series that they've just clutched up in, and then they went on to win it. And like from then on, you kind of know like the resiliency and like what to do in those clutch situations, and they just don't have it. And I think London was their chance to prove that they can like be a contender and win. Like if they beat us, I could have easily seen them winning the event, or at least being in the finals. You know what I mean, and having a chance.
Yeah.
And I think once they didn't win that series and lost the next one,
Someone's
it like
got
broke them mentally.
Someone's got to step up and just be a cold-blooded killer. Like
Well, who?
I think you're looking at Major
Exactly.
Maniac.
Who on that team has
exactly.
the capacity
I
to do
mean-
that?
someone's got to.
That's Major Maniac's role. That's what he's got to do, in my
Like, you
opinion.
gotta-
I think
you
he's
gotta
that guy
step
for that
up and
team.
Take the fuck over. Period. Like,
I think
when your
he's that
team
guy for
starts-
that team.
I feel like that team is 5 voices, but none of them are loud enough.
Yeah.
That makes
Uh,
sense.
Like,
I don't know. I feel like Mox has a pretty loud voice when it comes to like how to play
I-
the game and being a leader.
I
From
don't-
what I know, I've never teamed
I
with
mean-
them, obviously, but
I guess, but like you put yourself in these situations. Like we reverse swept them in London for the first time, and then since then it's happened like 3 more times. Like there has to be a point, like within the
Dude.
series, like when we were playing, I was like, okay, guys, this is impossible to lose. We cannot lose this. Like there needs to be a moment within these series that one of their players just takes a stand. Is like, guys, we like this is like we can't.
I mean,
lose this series.
that's
This is
literally what
absurd.
you said at London when we played them.
Yeah.
When we were down 0-2, you're like, yo, like we're not like look at who we're playing. Obviously, no disrespect to them. It's just like in the moment, you're like, we're not losing them. And like
not
it
even-
just something
dude,
clicked where we're like,
they're getting-
yeah, there's no chance we lose.
They're getting reverse swept, but they're going up like 100 points in hardpoint and losing maps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
not just the series; it's actual maps.
As crazy as this may sound, I think it might be like a respect thing. Like they obviously, I think they're all good friends, but like you guys said, they all have their voices, but no one's. Oh shit! My bad. Hold up. You're playing it.
Yeah,
Like, but anyways, like everyone might be saying something, but I feel like people just aren't fully buying into it. Whereas a lot of the other top teams, especially like teams that everyone thinks that they can be contenders, has that one or 2 players where like
where their voice just trumps all.
yeah, and everyone's like, bet
Yeah.
okay.
Like for
Then
you
that's
guys,
what
it's
it is.
Austin, obviously.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so it's like mine for our team.
yeah.
But like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you have
Okay.
Grim,
Shit.
Like when RC says something, like it trumps everyone else.
yeah, like everyone listens and they're just like,
yeah,
you know what, he's right. This is what we need to do. I feel like with Gen
it's not
G,
even. Yeah, it's not even if he's right. It's just like,
just
that's
listen. Yeah, just
as long,
listen,
yeah, as
listen
long
to
as you do it together. Like
Yeah.
I
But,
just
like,
don't think they have that cold-blooded killer, bro. That just
because I think they're like all friends, at least from what I know. But
They
it's just,
seem
like,
they seem to
just
get along
don't-
really well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just think that maybe they just don't fully trust one another.
I don't know.
And
I think I definitely agree with what everyone's saying. Obviously, like what everyone's saying is true, and I feel like this is a good spot for them to be in though, because even though they are in a little bit of a struggle period, I feel like they're still throwing maps, which is a good
Yeah,
thing.
they're not playing bad.
Yeah, so they're not playing bad. Where like in the LG sense, it's like, all right, these guys just can't get anything going for them. They're doing well, and then like they're just not finishing that last step. And like for a point in time, like in a team like this right now, I feel like it's a good like this. They will know after Anaheim. I'm not sure when the roster change periods or anything like actually happen. I don't know the dates, but
I think it's
like
right after.
yeah, so
right
they'll
after
know
Anaheim.
after Anaheim whether or not they have to make that one more change or like they don't have what it takes, or they'll know that feeling. And it's a good point to be in though, because this is like the making or breaking point of that team. Like I personally think they're really good. I think they have really good teamwork. I think they know how to play the game very well. They're good at S&D. They're a very well-rounded team. And I
Definitely.
think this is the moment, in my opinion, where like if I was Major Maniac, just for me, like for that team, that's like the guy for me. That's just, I've always thought like he's like their big shot. Like he's their heavy hitter.
Especially with Nagafin stepping up the way he has.
Yeah, he's been playing well. So I think like this
Yeah.
is the point in time for him, in my opinion, to take that next step up and be like, it's my time to shut fucking shit down. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my time where I'm proving myself to who I am. Like obviously he's proven himself very good this entire year. He's been unbelievable. But like I think this is where he takes that like
Becomes a
extra
superstar.
step and is like, all right, like I'm gonna either show up and be that guy and we are gonna stick together and we're gonna go to champs, we're gonna do fucking good, or like they might obviously not do as well, and then they'll actually know like what they need to do. But they're in a pretty good spot. But I
Do you
think that's what it has
he
to
has,
be.
You think he has that in him though?
I
Like,
don't know. I don't know
personally.
him well enough.
From
Personally.
what I talked to Joey a lot about it,
Mhm.
and from what he tells me, Mike is a very reserved person in and out of game.
Yeah.
Like he fries, he plays incredibly well, but he doesn't have he's not a vocal person. So I think that although this is the time for him to do that, I don't think it's going to happen strictly because it would require such a personality change that like people are
Yeah.
just like that, dude. Either you're quiet or you're not. There's no
Yeah.
like
I thought
you can't force yourself to be loud.
I thought when they picked up Envoy, whatever his name is, that he was going to be the guy, but
He's
It's
been
not.
impressive though. He's been playing very well.
no, he's
Yeah.
super
He's-
good. I
whole
thought
NG
Yeah.
thing is, at least in my opinion, it's entirely mental, dude. As soon as they
Agreed.
close out just a dominant series, like just 3-0 someone
Like-
good, they'll be fine.
Well, wasn't their whole gimmick?
Sweep stop. I think
Yeah.
all this is over. They're
Well,
just so
yeah.
far into their own heads at this point.
I definitely think they're way better with Envoy, like compared to Space. But like that's the one thing that he did bring to that team.
that's true.
Like whether or not they respected him individually, like he's that type of person where like he'll speak up, he'll make sure everyone is doing the correct thing, or at least attempting to do the correct thing. And like I feel like everyone else on the team, probably even when they're practicing, without him, they just kind of go through the motions. And if
Yeah.
like shit goes wrong, they kind of shrug it off. But they don't have someone that is willing to like be the bad guy, start bitching, and like get everyone in order.
Isn't it?
And
It's kind of crazy how like the leadership roles have kind of strayed away because of just how much talent teams have now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
But-
I mean,
I think that's
people-
why having a good coach is
I know it
super
sounds
important
so
now.
stupid, but talent is so overvalued.
Gas yourself, why don't you?
Nah, I
it's, so,
mean-
it's so weird to me, but like talent this year specifically is so overvalued in my opinion. Like I feel like
agreed.
like
to a point.
teams-
Yes.
like okay, you build a superstar team, LG. Bro, I tell you guys all the time. If you tell me last year at this time the LG has the roster that they have, what is the average place that you think
Top
that
four.
team gets?
Period.
Top
Easily.
two.
Yeah.
Easily.
No worse than fourth.
No
ever.
question, easily. But that's what I'm saying. Like talent doesn't make a roster. It
Well,
doesn't.
we were just talking about this before, Ian. You do
It
need
does if they
talent
have
to win.
teamwork.
You do.
Yes.
In order to win,
But-
you do need
but-
talent. You can't just put
But
me
there's so much
and a couple other
talent
players
now.
that are considered smart on a team and
Everyone-
win. It's not going to
Everyone
work.
shoots
But,
straight.
but
It's
yeah,
professional Call of Duty. We're at the highest level. Everyone shoots straight.
I think
think
right
it's
now
different.
it comes down to the fact that there's also 5 people on the map this year, and being on the same page with 5 people on the map and the way spawns work and all of that, and like team shotting, 150 health. I feel like it's just so much more important to get that talent in the right place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good you are, dude. If you have 2 or 3 people sliding at you in the
Yeah, you're
majority
dead.
of your engagements, you're not
Yeah.
you're not getting a 2-piece or 3-piece. Like you might be able to get it 2 out of 10 times, but it's not going to add up to anything like of importance. And that's that's where I think Gen G is messing up, just because they have a lot of talent. Obviously, I really think that they need a leader, and I don't know who could do it on their team.
The
Yeah, I
thing
feel
that
Like
sucks
if
about
I
the
was them, I would try to make no bullshit. Like I would try to make a team change and just get someone that everyone respects. Like it doesn't have to be a necessary like talent upgrade. Like they just need someone with a voice. I really don't know who would
Dude,
do it for
I,
their team.
I wish I knew their players a little bit more so I can comment like with like confidence. Because I know for a fact, and I actually do this because I've talked to Chance a few times about Call of Duty, just like you know what I'm saying, just bullshitting. He is very smart. He knows how to play the
Oh,
game.
yeah. I
So
think everyone on
I
the team
so
understands how to
yeah,
play
so that's
COD.
so I feel like I think he can do that. Where I think it's time for Major Maniac to step up, and I also think it's time for him to obviously like Chance to be like that leader too, where it's like my way or no way at all. Like how
Dude, they
it's
had a
fucking
listen
going.
in a day where they were just all five nonstop talking, and someone's got to just be like, "Yo, take a deep breath.
That's what I'm
It's like,
saying.
just
shut the
breathe,
fuck up.
just breathe." Like everyone's on that team smart enough and skilled enough. They just need to breathe.
The
Yeah.
thing that sucks about the spot that they're in is like we play them in London, reverse swept them, but they didn't use the league to get out of that rut. They used the league to get further into it, and the next opportunity that they have to get out of it
Is at a
is
tournament.
Anaheim.
Yeah.
Wait, have you guys noticed that? Like, if you get in a slump in Columbus, like you're in that slump period for the whole
Yeah.
time you're there. Or if you're riding a high, you ride it the whole time.
For the most part, yeah. It's definitely
Call of Duty is just
What
so
do you-
like
what-
day to
yeah.
day, like momentum based, dude. That's all it is.
I wonder what that is. Just
mean,
like,
we've
'cause,
had
like,
we've had times in our like when we were practicing where we had a few maps that like we weren't really good at, and it's like even Austin used to say it's like we win it once and we you know what I'm saying, like we get like the
Yeah, I'm
confidence
good at it.
back. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's very weird. It's just how it works. So
It's a confidence
it's
thing.
well
for
that's just
sure.
how COD is, because if you're not if you're making decisions on the map and you're not hesitating or you're just super confident with what you're doing, you know your teammate's here, he's here, and I'm gonna go here, like no hesitation. That
Trust.
extra step that you get ahead on the map from that confidence will make or break you aiming in first to get the kill. You know what I'm saying? There's just so much
Yeah.
that goes to it. So I mean, yeah, I guess that's 100% a thing.
I think
yeah.
another thing it is too. Me and Sam were actually talking about earlier, and it's like it happens not just to Gen G. Like a lot of teams, whenever a team is considered really good for a certain point in time, and then they start getting in that slump, they start overthinking the fuck out of COD. And
Yeah.
so like every day they get on in practice, every series that they're playing, whether it be in the league at an event, they like any little mistake goes wrong, and like they just harp on it, and then
Mm.
they're trying to like overthink just like
Like
minor
that's-
situations,
like
like the like mechanics in certain situations where it really doesn't mean anything, but because their confidence is so low, they just think that they're
they just think
fucking
it
up
means
everywhere.
everything.
Yeah.
Like Chris, obviously you weren't here for it, but like when we were going through our trials and tribulations with Jay, like we would
Mhm.
get on a scrim and like
Every
we
day,
would-
yeah.
every day, bro. Literally the most like it come down to COD timing. Like I gave up a pinch
Yeah.
half a second
And-
early,
and
and the whole it's blown up. Scrims are
Yeah,
over.
scrims are
Yeah.
over. We never watch the
It's
pinch
absurd.
every day. It's the same problem getting off.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I've been
Exactly.
there.
Like,
we've been there.
We've
Yeah, I've been
all
there with teams.
probably all of us have had teams like that.
yeah,
course.
but and then everyone starts overthinking, and you're fucked.
Yeah, no.
And everyone
And
gets
then
on it after
then
that.
everyone-
They hate scrimming because
Then everyone starts super watching pinch, and then you get broken front because you don't
Yeah.
rotate quick enough, and then it's just fucked. It's over.
And the whole-
watching pinch.
Yeah, the whole hating scrimming thing will go soon
people-
to what I want to talk about. Like,
people
in a
just
couple
need to-
topics, too.
Especially top teams, like
You just gotta win.
Like dude, honestly, I think if LG like that whole situation, just relax, dude. Like you won an event, it's obviously you know how to play. Just relax and like actually talk about the game. There's so many times where teams will like not be playing well and they'll start talking about like fucking pace or just other things that don't matter instead of talking about the actual like factual gameplay.
Yeah.
Like what you're doing on the map as a team.
Yeah.
And they
they're
go
like,
into they start going into other things that just don't matter.
we're playing too slow. We're playing too
Yeah,
not fast
exactly,
enough, like-
exactly.
Yeah,
And it's just like, no, dude, let's actually talk about like we need to go like when we're breaking this hill, send 4 people this way, 1 person this way, block this spawn, teamwork the backside. Like they don't talk about the actual game, and
Yeah.
it just blows my mind.
I will say though, I do hope they figured out because I actually really like that team.
Yeah, so do I.
They,
I do too.
You know what I mean?
They remind me of your BO3 team. Like, there's literally elevated.
Oh,
this year.
Bryce's, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
elevated
for
this
sure.
year, 100%.
Like
Gen G?
going into
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
London, I thought they understood the game second best to us. Like I thought they
I
really
actually
got
thought
like
that
they
They got
too.
it from the beginning of the game. Literally,
Yeah.
literally the
Yeah.
beginning of the game.
Yeah, from
they
day
were
one,
first out
they've
of the
always
game.
been
like
yeah,
their
they've always
teamwork
been like a step
was
ahead.
really fucking
Other
good.
than,
They
like,
always
obviously
made the
lost
right
chances
plays.
with Mike and Dylan or whatever, but they've been a top team since day one. Like they were winning 2Ks or competing in 2Ks and stuff like that. Like literally since the game came out.
Yeah.
So it's not an understanding problem. That's what I'm saying. It's completely mental, bro. They just need to win one, dude. Just win
Yeah.
a series. Close it, please.
All right.
Go up
That's what I'm
2-0.
saying, bro. They
Win.
just need
That's
they
it.
just need to step up
The worst
Yeah.
thing about it now though is they
mentally.
needed to get one in the league because like
That's what. Yeah. Now their next chance is Anaheim. Won't they? Fuck
like
up
like
with
right
West?
now they're probably still a lock for top 4, right? Going to be in playoffs. So like they're not in a bad spot, but like you don't want to go into Anaheim and just keep going on this downward spiral because then they're not going to come out of it. Like if they don't go to Anaheim now and
That
If
that
they start
first
if they
series-
start slow in pool play, if they start
Yeah,
slow in pool
yeah.
play,
the
yeah.
first series is gonna be
Especially
big
if
for
they
them.
get a tough pool.
yeah, if
as
they get a
well.
That's true,
tough
too. We
pool
don't
and they
even know
don't
the
come
pools
out
yet.
in winners, it's over. Like
Okay.
I've
I
been
agree
in
with
that
that.
exact situation.
Like,
Yeah,
they
I've
have
been there
2
too.
weeks of online scrims after getting reverse swept 3 times. Like they're gonna be exact like everything that we've been talking about. They're gonna be overthinking every single situation and they're gonna be second guessing themselves.
Yeah.
So someone has to step up on the team to understand like the position that they're in, how good they are.
yeah.
Whether
Well,
it's Joey or an actual player or whatever.
we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, this is like their make or break point, like we talked about.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll move on though. We got some good info on them. So the next thing I kind of wanted to talk about is what do you guys think of the new reciprocity with everything that
the
happened?
best European Call of Duty player.
I think
Dylan's
Dylan
the-
is
yeah,
good.
And it's not close.
Shout out to Tommy for
Yeah.
Wait,
like,
I think Scraps is really good as well.
I think Scraps is
I
really
think
good,
they're
but
two- I think they're
wait,
two different
Dylan plays
players,
a
though.
significantly harder role than Scraps does.
So that's what I'm saying. I think they're two different players, but I think Scraps does his job and his role very
I think
very well.
Dylan excels in a harder role, which makes him better. That's just
Yeah.
That's fact.
I
know what you're
personally
saying,
think
but-
I like the team change was good. Obviously, Tommy has some like issues that he's handling. That's why I stepped down. For the longest time, I thought they should have put Dens where Shawnee was at because Tommy before like this league started, he was playing like second best on the team, first best at
I
times.
thought, dude, I have a
Tommy-
lot of
and-
respect for
Tommy's
Tommy.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Even
And-
last year,
Yeah.
he was the best player
and-
on his place.
They put Dens.
They dropped him.
Dens was running their SOG, right? Obviously not doing that well. Like that's not like his role, his
yeah.
natural
He should
role.
be
like-
running main AR.
so
Isn't he now? Is
yeah,
he running AR now?
pretty sure. Well, I think he ran either Maddox or ICR in this week.
Uh,
Well, it was one of two, but regardless,
Yeah, I'm
like
sure they just put him in that role so everyone else is
I
comfortable.
feel like he kind of got exiled because he was like the Australian player. You know what I mean? Like not a part of the core when they picked him up. So like he kind of got just the boot early on, which I don't think that should have happened. But I mean, they looked a lot better. I don't know. It's tough to tell, dude, because they went 3-2 in a lot of series. Like you can't trust teams that consistently win 3-2 series. You just can't. Like you don't know if they're actually better than they were before or if they're just like clutching up, getting
Better
lucky.
Yeah.
or whatever.
surge.
I mean, yeah, but like a truly dominant team is not going game 5
Did
majority
they
of the time.
play the whole
Well-
split with Dens, or did Tommy play like a
I
little bit?
didn't Tommy play.
Dens
played the
only
first
played the
week,
last
right?
Yeah.
Dens played the last 4. They went 4-0.
The last week, right?
Yeah, last week.
By the
They
way,
went 4-0?
Sam, you can put your mic a little closer. The chat's saying you're a little quiet.
I raise it.
All right, make sure.
Wait, they went
Oh.
4-0 with Dens?
Yeah.
Yeah, they played
Holy
well with them.
shit.
Very well. I mean,
So
first
they're-
of all, I want to say
I want to say they went game 5 in like 3, maybe all 4
Yeah.
of them. No,
I mean, give them the chance.
I'm
Like they
giving them
haven't really
credit,
played
yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
give them some time to practice. But the one thing I want to say about Dens, so when they first made the change for Dylan, it was kind of like, all right, Dylan's just really good. You have to pick him up when you can. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's one of those players you
he's a-
can't really
he's a
say no
beast.
to. But hasn't Dens now? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Dens has always been an AR, right? For the most
Always.
part, always. Okay, and he's been a pretty good AR. I know he's
Yeah,
not had the
yeah.
best. Like he's
I've
not.
played Dens in a lot of series.
Yeah, he's good. He's
throughout
had
my
got a lot of
Like, a
talent.
lot.
Guy's been around the block.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so when if now correct me if I'm wrong again, I'm pretty sure he ran a SOG to start this year with the rest of the
Yeah,
team.
and it was.
And then it didn't work out, and then he ended up kind of getting benched. And I remember saying when he did, is that I thought he was always a really good AR, and I know Weskins is obviously a good AR too, but I just feel like when they first got rid of him, I was kind of upset because I've always respected him as like a very good AR, pretty underrated actually because of the fact that he was always on Mind Freak. They struggled in those big series, but they always made some impact in the tournaments. So I feel like him now coming back to the league, this is a great opportunity for him to run the ICR or Maddox and actually run the role he is supposed to
He's
and has
comfortable
his
with.
entire career. And I think he'll actually do really good. I know Ian said
Yeah.
the 3-2 thing. Obviously, they're very new. They have no practice against a bunch of good teams in that division. I think now, if they have some practice, I think they actually, even though I thought Tommy was unbelievable this year, I think he's a great person and a great player. I think if Dens falls into that zone of being comfortable with that AR, I think they can actually do really well.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this though, they did show that they can clutch up.
Oh
Like
yeah,
a lot. Like they clutched up a lot.
I feel
of
like that team
maps
clutches
in
up a
series
lot,
this week.
even with Tommy.
Yeah.
I feel like that team always has
Dude,
that clutch factor.
Dylan's the guy, man.
Yeah, dude. Dylan
Dylan
always
is
comes up big when you
disgusting.
need him, dude.
He's cold. He's a cold-blooded killer. That's what
He
I'm
is
talking about.
disgusting.
Yeah.
With Gen
Yeah.
G, cold-blooded killer, full puts on when it matters.
All right,
He's
so
like,
that was good. I mean,
oh,
you really can't talk about them too much, but
Yeah, there's a small sample size.
yeah, exactly. They don't have a lot of reps yet that you can really kind of analyze on it. But the next team I wanted to talk about, and this has been talked about a lot in the chats, the analyst desk, and all of them. But FaZe as a team. So when they first formed, people had their question marks about him because obviously no one really knew who Asim was. I've known him since he was like 15, so I knew he was going to be really good. He's a very fast player, kind of
Yo.
crazy. Yeah.
sidebar, Chris is the talent scout, bro.
Wait,
FaZe-
It's that,
Wait.
it's that
Black-
NJ.
Wait,
It
hold
says
up.
NJ
Black
Halos.
players
Zoo-
are next level, bro.
wait.
It says
the
NJ
three-
Where's
Halos.
Tom at, dude? Get Tom in the
Yeah.
league.
If he was in the league, I guarantee.
Oh,
First of all, Tom.
shit.
Wait, Tom is better than some people in the league. He should be in the league. That's not a question.
Yo, Chris is
But-
the all-time talent scout, bro.
Listen, I've had like 6 people I think in my career that have helped me, carried me to a championship. But I saw it first. I knew they could carry me to that championship. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I think that FaZe team when they first formed was a question mark. But right now, I think
They look good.
They
Yeah,
look-
I
they
think
look
were-
fucking
who-
good, man.
They reverse swept too.
EG.
yeah.
EG.
I think once they did that, that kind of did it for me. I thought that I was kind of on the fence if they were like
If they
good
got
or
3-0'd
great.
by them, that would have been weird.
Yeah, I think that reverse sweep kind of put them over the top for me.
Yeah, and I think that team like forming, people didn't really know if they were gonna have like a leader. You know what I mean? And I know their coach is like my best friend in real life, but RJ does understand how to play Call of Duty to like a lot more than a lot of people and a lot of
I don't
pros.
even think people know that RJ is their coach.
People think fucking Ben's their coach, but he's
I
not.
don't even
And
think people know who RJ
yeah.
is.
he knows how to play Call of Duty very well. Like he can look at the mini map and he can tell you like, all right, this guy, you know what I'm saying, like where they should all be going, and like I would agree. Like a lot of people would agree, like a lot of the smarter players. So I think him being on top of that team with a lot of talent, like what Bryce said earlier, you said like having a good coach with all this talent on all these rosters is like super important. I think he does a very good job of helping them, and I'm pretty sure like Zuma has stepped up a little bit, and I know Trey is
Yeah, Tom's
very
been playing a lot
very
better.
vocal.
Trey's pretty vocal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trey's very vocal. So I think they actually have like a very underrated leadership on that team with like such a good coach, and then like the players stepping up to like to be like, all right, listen, guys, we have to start fucking doing this now. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like
Yeah.
we've had enough, and so
What do you?
I
what
think
do you
they look good.
their- What do you think their weakest game mode is?
I think it's
That's
searched by a
indeed-
searched by a landslide
Search?
right now.
Yeah,
But
it's not
it's
close.
weird. though,
having
because I think-
Selim and Zuma
I
in
think-
them,
Yeah, I
know.
think Control's their best game mode. So.
I think they have a similar dynamic that we do. I think that their teamwork and respawn is incredible. Like it's really, really good, but they just can't translate it to S&E quite yet. And like obviously they have a lot of really good S&E players, and Tommy and Cell and Zero and all them. They're really good, but they just don't know how to put it together right now. But I mean, give them time and they'll be great. But
Yeah.
by far and away, they're a better respawn team.
yeah, I mean, they look real good in respawn. So I think if they can get that
Yeah.
search down, having Celium, having Zuma, having Scraps, like you have and we're not really talking about Asim too much, but I think Asim might be the key to this roster. As crazy
Second
as that
best
might,
Auto aim dragger in the league, son.
as
Hey,
crazy as that
you
might
can be number
sound,
2.
like this team can get criticized obviously for having some slower players obviously on their roster. Asim is the fastest
gonna go
person
first,
in the
man.
world. He goes first every
Oh, yeah.
time. And he's very good at getting the entry, and he's just a
Yeah.
great player. I think
he surprised me the most because he's been playing so
Mm-hmm.
well, and he has the hardest role on that team by far. Like you
Yeah.
said, there obviously he doesn't have like the fastest players around him, which isn't necessarily a problem.
which makes his
Um,
role even harder.
Yeah, but like it makes his role even harder because if Asim doesn't go first, no one is. But he's been playing well while doing all that, like opening up the map, the lanes, obviously for like Scraps, Celium, Trey, all them to hold shit down. So I think a lot of how well they've been doing is on Asim, which
Yeah.
sucks because like it shouldn't really rely on one person. Like I feel like if he keeps it up, they're gonna continuously get better and they're gonna be like a top team. But I feel like if he like goes into a slump or becomes more inconsistent, that team could become very inconsistent. Literally off the sole reason of him,
Yeah,
just
I don't, I
because.
don't, I don't see
think
that
they're
happening.
extremely
I
momentum based.
don't see that happening with him.
Because
Yeah, I
he's
don't
in-
see it happening, but
it's
it's
his
a possibility.
it's his first chance, so he's just like he's just gonna grind. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
got
Oh yeah, 100%.
I wouldn't say he got blessed on a phase, but this is his first opportunity to like play at a high level.
Well,
mean,
I'll
he's
tell
got the
you what,
So
confidence.
he's gonna stop at nothing to like stay there.
Yeah.
I think almost everyone on that team has that same mindset because
They
you have
do.
Asim,
They're all
yeah.
hungry. They're
like,
all hungry.
Asim and Celium, right? They both came in. Obviously, Celium had more hype. Asim kind of has like chip on his shoulder.
I mean,
But even if
Trey
you-
and Scraps
even if
just
you-
love playing COD.
But like even if you look at like Tommy Trey and Scraps, right? They haven't done as well as they probably wanted to this year.
Oh, definitely not.
And so like now they're hungry because they want to prove everyone wrong. It was kind of like how we were in the beginning of the year as well. Like
Mhm.
everyone was like, these guys suck. You know what I mean? People were saying Red sucks. They're not like they'll never win. People were saying Tommy fell off, like he's not good anymore. So I think that's huge for them just because they want to grind so they can prove everyone wrong, which is
Yeah, no.
super important because now they're like a team that I'm honestly is like on my radar to like be a contender.
They could beat
Because,
anyone.
I definitely-
because they might be the hungriest team out there
Tre-
right now, just because of the sole reason, like I
Trey,
said.
Scraps, and Celium had the top 3 KDs.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And
That-
that's another thing too.
Yeah.
What,
I-
in the league.
Yeah.
And bro, like speaking of Celium and like real quick as well with Asim, like I've known him for a very long time. I don't see him going into a slump because he's a very, very confident person. Like no matter what the stage is, what the setting is, how much money's on the line, like he's just there. He shows up when it matters and like he's always been there. So he's got a bright future ahead of him. And then speaking of Celium, it's like you look at that roster and you look at the one series obviously Celium had. He had a bad series against Optic at London. That was it. If you take that series out of that tournament, he played unbelievable. Like very,
Yeah.
very, very well. Because he's a very good player. I
And you got to
think-
give him benefit of doubt, dude.
Yes,
Playing
if
against
you
Optic
give
first, winning a bracket
him-
match.
That's what I'm saying. If
And
you
the
give him
crowd
a couple
against
more
stage,
months
yeah,
to get
crowd against
like
you.
more comfortable and like he gets even more comfortable into that zone, he's only gonna get a little better. So like this team has so much going for them, like potential to like
Bro,
grow
can we
as a
talk
team.
About how good all the S&D kids are.
Oh my
I've been
right?
saying this for years, man.
No, I know, but like
Cap,
a lot
you
of
know,
the
Jake-
stigma in the pro community is like no one wants
It's
to
a sh-
give.
it's a
people,
shitty
like,
stigma.
their
Credit.
props and their
It's-
recognition,
yeah,
but
it's
the
stupid.
S&D kids are fucking nice.
Wait,
dude.
Cap is the biggest advocate of that, dude.
I
He
know.
loves
Like, wait, when Illy turns 18, that kid's stock is going. through the roof, bro.
he loves
Wait.
the talent.
The S&D kids are a problem on the
No,
map.
yeah, they're nasty.
Well, they
people
have two of
thought
the
Sid-
game modes
well,
already
dude,
done.
they were-
he just
wait,
came
to
out and
be-
dropped
These
triple one.
motherfuckers are playing $100 chows online with lunch money at like the age of 14. Like they have no fear.
To be the devil's
That stigma
advocate, though,
probably sucks.
They have
They're
no
like-
fear.
Let's hear
the
it.
select few that,
Wait,
that
people
S&D
people
players
say
stand out,
people say accept Blast, but if you've noticed Blast,
He's
the
been
last
Blast is good,
event
bro.
event
Blast
like
is a
the
good
last
level
event or
player.
two, he's actually
No, he's getting to his zone.
he got
he's getting there.
he got over that hump of like online.
got
to
out of his
LAN.
own head. Got out of
Yeah,
his
he
own
got
head.
he literally got out of his own head. He's confident now, and he's been waxing people on
Yeah.
LAN.
But
Yeah,
no, what
we-
I was gonna say,
Yeah, go
to
for
be
it.
devil's advocate though, like the S&D kids that are in the league are unbelievable for sure,
Mhm.
all of them.
Well,
I mean,
there's
like you
there's
can even
a
look like
group
last
that
year.
that you associate with like Illy, Cell, Dashy, TJ.
Yeah. But
Like,
there's a
they're
lot.
all
There's a lot that
S&D
try to
kids.
make it that were known S&D kids that just they didn't.
Well, wait,
I
like,
don't-
they weren't
yeah,
as
I
known. They
disagree.
weren't as
I
known
don't
as
think-
Decimate. They like, bro. When I used to
Yeah,
play
I
S&D
mean, there's
tournaments,
a
That's it
few.
too.
I'm gonna be straight up. When I used to play,
there was a good amount.
like who? Do you know?
Well,
Anyone?
I mean,
think it-
I don't want to
No,
say
no.
names.
I can't think
Yeah,
of
I
yeah.
any
don't-
S&D
yeah, I got
kids
it.
that aren't.
Wait,
like,
I think
the
it
ones
also
that
comes
said.
down to who they team with too. About like
Oh,
if they
actually,
have-
I know who you're talking about. Like other
if
people.
they have people who understand COD.
Okay, but I'm gonna.
on their
Yeah,
team
that's
that
true,
Can
that's true.
relay that
Yes.
information.
And no, I'll go on the other side of Ian's argument though. So there has been some of those other players that are really good S&D, known in S&D, that didn't make it. What Bryce said is very true. First of all, it's a 4-man or a 5-man team. It's very hard to make it. You guys
You
have
got to
played.
get the opportunity.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
gotta
guys
get
have played with some teams that aren't that good, and you're like, no matter how good I am, we're not winning. You know what I'm saying? That happens. But there's also a lot of other like respected S&D players that like tried to make it, and I'm not even like being mean when I say this. They weren't like, whoa. Like when you played them, like when I used to
Yeah.
play like Decimate, I would play against him back then and be like, all right, this kid's fucking nasty. Like he would
Yeah,
gun me and I'd be like, all right, this kid shoots straight. Then there'd be some of them that would wins a lot of tournaments and I'd be like, wait, this kid just knows how to play S&D. Like,
Yeah, knows
like,
how to
but
play,
like
yeah.
I'm not like, oh shit, I can't kill him.
I-
Like
I
when I ran
will
into
say-
Simp in Black Ops 3, I was like, all right, this kid is good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I
there's a
feel
difference.
Like I can't even think of a lot of like fail.
Well-
I can think of like 3.
Yeah.
Okay. To be honest,
Like, that's
I
it.
think what it comes down to is all the S&D players that are like succeeding now. Obviously, they all learn from like good players, good
They
respawn
they
players
had
that have
good
been around. I mean, like
Godfathers.
the way I look at it, right? Dash is unbelievable.
Godfathers.
He
Yeah.
played in IW. His team, he didn't really have it. Like he had like he teamed with like Donnie, Study, but like not anyone to the caliber of like Krim, right?
Mhm.
He comes in and he,
Are we
like
forgetting about
teams with
Doug right
Optic
now?
front.
Are you gonna disrespect Duck like
Come
that?
on, you know what I'm saying though. Same thing though with Jay. Like Jay last year in Desi, right? They were on and Blast. They were teaming with like Haggy and them. Weren't that good. Jay teams with Lamar and Kenny, who obviously knew fucking World War II like the back of their hand. Starts frying. Same thing with Desi. Like Tej when
Well,
he fucking
he-
joined
he-
Rise.
Desi was on
like-
an Envy team and they weren't that good.
Yeah, they weren't that good. Like with Cheen and Nick.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think we even talked about before, Chris, on the FaZe Black. Like Simp obviously was good, but he wasn't like the best player on that team.
Not yet, yeah.
Like-
Things,
Like
but
he obviously he was still getting his reps in with Respawn, but like then he joins E United. Obviously he has
becomes,
he has players like RCDs,
Like,
Clay, even a Beezy, because a Beezy's been around for a little bit now.
yeah,
and
that's a
he
lot of
just
unlocked
fucking-
potential.
Yeah,
Bro,
and,
this-
and they're just teaching him little shit, and now he's adding that to
This
his
goes back
arsenal,
to
and
my
he's
talent
you know
argument,
top
how
3 player in the game.
talent doesn't make a roster, bro. Chris, look at that FaZe Black roster. 3 of the 5 or like the top 5 kitties in the league or something nuts?
Oh,
like,
Beasley
bro,
came from
oh,
Surge
yeah.
With a
too.
smile on my
Yeah,
face, I'll say that.
all of them are disgusting, but none of them knew how the fuck to play Call of Duty, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, like
But
that team.
now-
If that FaZe Black team stuck together, they probably would have been like top 8 at best.
They would have been good,
Yeah.
but I don't think they were gonna be like top
Simp,
3.
Nowhere
yeah.
near as good as he is right now.
Like
Well,
you even
That's
yeah,
fair
like,
to say.
oh yeah,
Like,
you
he
even look at
shoots-
Phantom.
honestly,
He
shoot
still
it
would have.
straight,
He still would have been
Phantom's
amazing.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all these guys are great, incredible shots, wonderful Call of Duty, but they wouldn't be as successful as they are because no one would have molded them into the players that they are right now. And Simp, he's been in the league for 2 months.
Yeah.
He got
Chris
second
is
place
incredible.
already. Guys
Chris-
discussing
yeah, it's
Call of
disgusting.
Duty. Now he's got
I-
Bryce
I-
teaching him.
He's just 5 foot of ice.
He don't want Bryce
Yeah.
teach him though.
Who? Come on now.
Nah, I'm kidding. Nah. That's what I'm saying though. Like, so it does come with opportunity, obviously, but like, you gotta really stand out to get that opportunity. Where I feel like, that besides like Illy, right? He turns 18. Well, I guess the S&D scene's kind
Wait.
of dead now, right?
Yeah.
I gotta
which
cut you
sucks.
off though.
He's like the last one, bro.
There's like what, like Illy and like Shotzi.
Shotzi.
who
Wait,
came from
Shotzi's
Halo
gonna be
5,
nasty,
like,
bro.
I think
Shotzi's
Illy
gonna
is
be so
literally
good.
the last
That, like
one.
he's
Shotzi
the last
and
one that's
Illy,
gonna
Shotzi
make it
and
in.
Illy.
Yeah.
Shotzi
Like
Illy,
door
period.
shuts after that. The door shut.
Wait, Shotzi too now.
Wait,
Shotzi.
Isn't
no,
he
oh,
like
yeah.
17 though? Is he 17?
I don't know Shotzi's
Yeah,
age,
dude.
but I can tell you right
He's gonna
now.
be drafted in 3 years.
You guys can come back and like 2 or 3
Guys,
years
go
to this
second
moment.
overall to the
Shotzi's gonna
Paris
be fucking nasty.
bullshits.
Yeah, Shotzi will be nasty. And like, but the one thing that I don't like, well, it's not that I don't like, is just on that FaZe Black team. Obviously, like Tom's a friend of mine, but like I wouldn't be saying this in front of 600, 700 people if I didn't believe it. Like, Tom did play very well on that team, and obviously he kind of got screwed out of a spot in the league, and like it was kind of hard on that roster specifically to really stand out because of how good. Like, dude, look at Simp. Simp is one of the best players right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how are you gonna stand out with Simp? Phantoms was playing unbelievable. Asim was playing unbelievable. It's like
Phantom's really
Tom played with an ICR with Simp, Asim, and Phantoms in front of him, and he still did amazing. It's just that, of
he
course,
deserves to be on
Tom's
league
not.
team.
Wait, well, I said this before, and I will say this one more time. Tom should be in the league. Period. Tom Gravity. I keep saying Tom as his name. Tom Gravity should be in the league. Period. He is better than. I'm not going to go down a list of players. 'cause
Better
that's
than your
stupid.
favorite player.
Yeah.
But no,
He's better than a good amount of players
seriously
in the
should though. And it's not even just him like talent wise. I wouldn't even tell you that Tom's like some explosive player like Celium, but he understands Call of Duty very well. He's a
Bro, it
very
just goes
well-rounded
back to
player.
The whole stigma around allowing people without credibility, like giving people a shot. Chris, that's what you're great at. Like you understand the
Yeah.
value. Like you see the fundamentals of Call of Duty in someone. Like a lot. Like I would be as far as say 90% of pro players, they see someone like fucking brother, a joke. Like they'll never do good on land. Like this,
I mean,
that, and the
dude,
other. I'm
was-
guilty of it. I've said it about players, but bro, people like if you give players the opportunity to improve and you put them in an environment to improve,
Well, that was
they
why.
will
That's
improve. That's how it
well,
works.
is why FaZe Black. Well, FaZe Black was like my idea,
Literally-
but that's
literally
why
a
it
farm
happened.
team.
But that happened because Tom's one of my good friends. Always friends with Timmy with his Phantoms. Asim, I've known him since he's 14 or 15, playing in my subscriber tournaments. I knew all of those kids very well, and I literally told them, I was like, instead of signing, this is kind of relate to like something we'll talk about a little later with the Tfue thing, not like super in depth, but like instead of signing to an organization that might rip you off a stupid contract that you have no idea what you're doing. Like I was reading over some of the contracts they were getting, they was fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like just complete utter
Chris
bullshit.
started his-
I
Chris
know
started his own
exactly.
Yes.
D-League, bro.
I know
That's
exactly.
So I
what
told them, I was like,
organization you're talking
listen,
about.
Chris
listen,
started his own D-League.
yes,
That's
like
nuts.
just come with me. I'll
Well,
make
dude.
sure you guys sign the right contract. I'll make sure you guys have the right organization to give you some credit, some clout on Twitter, and then make a fucking name for yourselves.
Chris,
You know
a
what I'm
young,
saying?
young pop, bro. Young Greg
For real.
Popovich. No bullshit.
but
Just
that's the
brings
point,
talent
though.
together.
If you give people
chance, yeah.
a chance to with talent, those jokes, if
Put
you
'em
do
in
it
an
with the
environment
right
to
person,
improve.
they
Put
can
'em in
get
a
a
system,
If
man.
they
Get very
shoot
far.
straight,
Yep.
they'll be good.
Yeah.
Dude,
Exactly.
it was Black Ops 3. It was me, Aqua, Remy, and Nagafin was the original TR team, and Remy like stopped playing COD. He started playing Smite all the time, and Felony had fucking 0.7 2 events in a row.
Yeah, that
I
was a
saw the
meme.
I saw the motherfucker could shoot straight, threw him in the system, and next thing you know, we're second at Anaheim, third at the next event.
you guys
Yeah.
were a
second at
top three
Champs.
team.
bro.
You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
The system is
immediately became a
undervalued.
yeah, like just threw him in the system, and he just listened. Everyone trusted each other. Everyone played for each other,
I
and
agree.
that's all it took. Like, dude, it was me, Nagafin, and Felony on a team together,
Wait, that's the other
Con-
thing though.
consistently placing top 3. You know,
N-
like,
not
come
even.
on.
Yeah.
come
I
on,
mean,
Like,
come
yeah,
on.
come on.
Come on.
That's the other thing about these S&D kids and just other players who like may not be the smartest, but they can shoot really straight. I feel like the ones that succeed the most are the ones that just like drop any ego they have
Ego.
at the door,
Bro, wait, the
And-
number
and-
one
and-
the
and they
number one
and they
trait-
buy in.
Number
into
one
the
team
system.
killer is
number
ego.
one trait in Call of Duty is the ability to take criticism.
That's it.
Number one.
I agree.
If you can take criticism, you're instantly a 50% better player.
100%.
Yeah.
And that is by far and away. I don't think anyone
Wait,
disagrees with me.
that's-
If you can
that's
take
why-
criticism, you
Wait.
are instantly a better Call of Duty.
Think about this, dude. Have you ever seen a team win an event and explode like LG has?
No.
It's
Not like
it's
this, no.
1000%. It's an ego issue.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
Ego.
Definitely. No.
Wait, how many players in the league? How many players are in the league right now? Is what 16 teams?
5
yeah,
times 12.
let's see your math.
Or
Let's see your
12? There's
math.
only- wait, there's 12. I thought there were 16.
Oh, 16?
Let's see your
Yeah,
math
damn.
right now, Ian, off the top of your head.
See what you
Well,
got.
I'm
Come
running
on.
up. I'm not doing no math.
I'm-
Anyway, so look, 95% of the motherfuckers, probably all 100, can shoot straight. I would say maybe half of the
You
league
gonna
can
hurt,
actually
hurt all their feelings when you tell them that they didn't hold fucking pitch,
half
though.
only half of the league can actually accept criticism. I swear to God, and like fully buy into something. Only half of the
Facts.
league. Everyone else, I guarantee you, if someone says something to them, they think that they're wrong, or they're like, well, they'll half-ass it and be like, ah, yeah, whatever.
It's a
they'll
pride
drop
thing.
it.
It's a big
I'm
pride
better
thing,
than
too.
you. Why the fuck
Yeah.
should I listen to you?
Yeah, why? Like,
Wait.
what? I'm dropping 40 a map. You're not. Like, you don't know better than me. And that's the honest truth. Like,
Wait, that's how
Well,
I was in Bops 3 when I
I
was
mean-
on Rise. Like, Danny had a system in place. Like, Danny's known for being one of the better Call of Duty players. Like, that was my first legitimate pro year. I went pro halfway through AW. Black Ops 3 is my first, like, entire time being on a pro team.
Yeah.
I was an egotistical jackass
Yeah, you were.
in Black Ops 3.
Yeah, you were.
And, like, I would get pissed at Danny when he would try to help me out and, like, idiot. And, like, I'll still tell him to this day that I was I was stupid. But like now, if I was on that in that Black Ops 3 team with the mindset I have now, we would have been fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Even
'Cause it's-
better than we were.
because you would have
It-
just
it-
bought in everything
Yeah,
they said.
literally,
and-
I was just like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I fucked up.
That was like the story of my career. I mean, think about it. I team with Zuma. I team with Attach. I team with Priesta. It's like, think about me telling Zuma, like, hey, you're being a fucking
what to
idiot.
do.
Stop being
Like,
a fucking
you
idiot
can't
and
be
go
doing
this way
that.
and listen to me. Zuma's sitting there like, well, and I'm not taking a shot at Zuma. He did a good job of actually listening and growing as a player. I think Tommy has come such a long way that people don't realize. And Tommy has
For
become
sure.
like
He
this.
definitely has.
Bro,
definitely
he's
has.
filling gaps now, bro. Like
Yeah.
2 years ago, Tommy's not filling
He's
fucking
not
gaps.
bitching.
Yeah, bro. Like, so it just comes down to like me bitching at Tommy. Tommy's sitting there like, Chris, you're 15 and fucking 40. I'm 40 and 15. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
well, yeah, well,
like,
what am I doing?
but like
Shut the
but
fuck up.
players like that have that closed-minded mindset. It's like just because like someone's not doing that good, it's Tommy sat there. He's like, maybe Chris is right, or maybe he's wrong. We'd go back and forth. But now, if you look at a player like Tommy, he went from being a superstar, which he could still be if he wanted to. He is that talented. But instead, he's got other players like Celium and younger talent. This guy is filling gaps. If you asked 2 years ago, will Zuma fill gaps here and there for a team?
No chance.
No chance. But now look at him. Look how much he's grown as a player. You know what I'm saying? And having that mindset is the reason why you don't fall out of the league. It's the reason why
would
you don't.
say that Tommy is a better player now than he would in full-blown superstar pinch every life?
Yes, 100%.
See,
I think
that goes
Tommy
into my point that, like,
is
being
more
a
valuable right now.
Yeah, I think being a selfless, system-oriented Call of Duty player makes you better than fucking dropping 40 every map, just bullshitting, doing nothing.
Yeah.
This is
that's why. Wait, to
that's
add
not
on
even a
that real
question.
quick. To add on that though, that's why I have always thought someone like Slacked was underrated.
Well, we
Yeah.
talked about this last
Very
podcast. Don't get me
Yeah.
started
Oh
on
yeah,
Slacked. I think
no,
he's overrated.
yeah. I'm not gonna get
Agreed.
started.
No,
but
you're fine.
Bro, I
But-
played with the guy for fucking 2.5, 3 years.
Bro,
Guy's
like,
nasty at Call of
from
Duty.
as long as I can
God,
remember, to
Christ,
keep it
it's
short, he's always just been that player to do whatever role, listen to his teammates, buy into the system, not
You know what
care,
sucks,
not
though?
care if he's the superstar, even though he can go off on maps. And that's why he consistently got like top 4 events like every
Well,
game.
he's one of the
Yeah,
few
so
players that
experience
he's one of the
That's
few
good.
players that have won
It
events.
sucks when half your players buy into the system and the other half don't.
Well, that's when the
And
team fails.
everything- And that's when the team
Yeah,
fails.
that's when the team fails.
Hashtag.
I've been a that's
LG.
probably that's probably the reason I retired. Like,
Because you were just sick of it, huh?
yeah, I was sick of it. It's like, dude, if you're like, we're not gonna buy into being on the same page, there's no point in playing.
Yeah, I mean it's impossible,
you're not gonna
especially in
win.
this game. You have
It's
no chance.
impossible to win.
Yeah, you have
Exactly.
no chance. You don't even have a
It's-
chance. In other
yeah, you don't
games,
have
you
a
can get
chance.
lucky in 4v4,
If-
like someone fries, like, oh, thanks.
If,
but like,
if half of your team's playing into a system and the other half's not, the other half that's not playing into the system is going to look
fucking
better
everything.
on the stat sheet than the players that are buying into the system.
yeah, and then, but they're also making your
And
team 80,000 times
exactly.
worse. Yeah.
And it's going to be worse, but they look better on the stat sheet. And
Yeah.
that's a lot of the things.
Your player card,
that's a
you're
lot-
94 overall. You suck.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a lot. That's something the fans don't really understand, I think.
That's
Oh,
why I
yeah.
love this podcast because you're able to actually.
Well,
see
that's
Exactly.
the point of the podcast. This is
Yeah.
why I'm
Chris,
doing it.
love it.
This is
It's
why
good
I'm
shit,
doing
Chris.
it, bro.
Be in Twitch
And
chat.
not-
Fucking Damon's even fucking garbage fuck. But then he made some incredible
Oh,
player
yeah.
rotation on the minimap that 95%
That's
of
no
the
game.
actually missed.
Exactly.
He got one kill that won him the map, but no one saw it.
Ex-
It's
Yeah.
just like there's a lot of things in Call of Duty that go unnoticed, man. That's why
Yeah.
people like Jared will always be,
And-
in my opinion, considered one of the best.
And to the topic of what we were talking about, I think that's why, like, going back to Zuma and like what Ian said, like having that criticism mindset, being able to take it. Someone like Tommy, I would take Tommy now, the way he is now, how developed of a player. Like, I watch their matches, I watch the mini map, I see where he goes. 2 years ago, he was not making the routes that he was making to win his team the games, and he right now is so much more valuable to a roster than he was 2 years ago, teaming with me, carrying me, dropping 50 every map. It's the
Yeah.
I'm telling
Thinking
you
about
right
his
now.
knees instead of his gun.
Yeah, it's just what it is. Like, being able to balance your talent and going the right ways is so huge, and that's why you see like players like that's why Tommy's still here. You know what I'm saying? That's why some players aren't and some players
Yeah.
are. Like, and that's why Tommy will continue to be there because of that mindset of always being.
Once you
one step
once you just
ahead, learning.
mature and drop your fucking ego as a
Yeah.
pro Call of Duty player, you instantly get better. There's
Yeah,
no
th-
downside.
Yeah, there was a time when I acted like
There's
that.
literally no downside.
Believe it or
I think
not.
there's a time everyone's acting
Yeah,
like
I
that.
mean, it
Yeah,
was
that's
about
all
it was
good.
about almost
Which I
8
think is,
years
like,
ago.
always the beginning. It's always the beginning of your like pro comp.
Oh,
like,
dude,
you
I
think
was
you're
such a
just
little,
shit
I was such a little
because
douche.
you got picked
Yeah.
up.
It was also
It's
also
a maturity thing.
it was an
maturity
eights
thing.
thing too.
Oh, they don't
That-
even
that's-
start on
that
dates.
circle
Oh,
jerk of
yeah,
eights.
Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, like that
Dude,
was
No.
that
Not
was
to
a
go-
bad
not
part
to
of
go
it.
off on a
I'm actually
tangent.
super
Yeah,
happy.
we got to
those
change the
eights
topic
are
after this, but
dying.
make your last
Yeah.
comment. Go.
Yeah, it'd be sure, but the one thing that not to make excuses for any players that might not be doing good statistically, but a lot of people don't realize too when you don't have a team fully buying into one system, right? You're obviously going to have one player, maybe two players on your team still doing very well statistically, but the majority of the players are going to look bad because
LG.
you just don't know what's going on the map. Like
LG.
the perfect example.
Exactly,
John- like-
perfect example.
Like they played Optic today. Obviously, whatever I saw.
They
got
someone
3
saying-
O's.
They played one
But-
of their best
but-
hard
but
points
formal-
they played the
formal-
entire time.
They should've won. They
Formal
should've won.
John
Should've won
and
the hard point.
Slacked. Formal John and Slacked were playing very well, And when you don't know what's going on the map, you're not going to do well. Like Classic, John, Slack, all the people that are getting roasted on LG aren't as bad as people think they are. They're not even bad.
you put them on a different team,
it's
they
so
would.
hard. It's
The
so
first
hard for
series
them to
when
play.
Pierce got back from EDC and dropped a 1.4, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, someone fucking save this guy! Like he's trapped." I'm like, dude, he's
Like-
baiting his entire team. Like no one knows what's actually going on, and Pierce is just running around getting kills. Obviously, I'm not on the team. I can't speak on their behalf. I don't know if it's different. They benched him, so I would assume that it's not. But like, if all 5 or all 4 or whatever players don't understand or not on the same page, you could have as many superstars as you want. Our team at the beginning of the year, they're gonna suck.
Yeah, you guys were
Yeah.
ass.
It's about trying to get
We
5
were
people.
ass.
Yeah, you weren't
It's
good.
about trying to get 5 people to
Absolutely
think the same way. And that's
and-
that's
That's all
it.
is.
And that was the next topic I wanted to talk about. So I wanted to talk about like LG, benching gunless, all of that
Ooh,
that
let's
we
get
could.
into
So
it.
I'm
15.
gonna say this now, being like the coach of 100 Thieves, I'm not gonna say as much on this topic because obviously like they're not my team. I'm not coaching that.
Let me
team.
at 'em.
I don't want to get in
I'm
trouble. But so,
Adam.
but the one thing I will say is like I see both sides of the argument like from both players. Like I'm not like team LG or team gunless, but I will say like watching them play with Ricky today, like obviously they were probably in a little bit better spirits and just all of that.
They looked
They-
the best they
Oh,
did.
little
Yeah, they
better
look-
spirits.
No,
They were
that's what I'm
laughing.
saying. But like that does go a long way, and I know I'm really biased with Nick, but I'll use John and Slack as an example, so I don't just use him. When you're playing the system correctly and you're playing the game the right way, everything becomes easier. If you put
Easier.
John on a different team, if you put Slack on a different team, even Nick on a different team, and you put these guys in a spot where everything makes sense and they understand what's going on, they're great Call of Duty players. They have been for years. You don't just get bad overnight. So it's
Think about
like,
it.
what?
Like the trio of me, Jake, Jesus Christ, me, Jerry, and Nick. That is the most random, unorthodox group of players, and like we were disgusting for the time that we teamed. But like those are 3 players that you would never think that like you don't just say those names you're like wow they're automatically top 3. Like we contended the whole time because the entire time that we teamed we were on the same page and we played like Bryce says the system of Call of Duty that we had in place made us good. That's why like I'm not Team LG or Team Pierce or whatever, but I know for a fact that Jerry and Nick understand Call of Duty. They know how to play Call of Duty. They're not terrible. But if everyone looks terrible if you don't know what's going on the map. That's just facts. If you're 5 players that get on and you sprint around the map with 0 comms and 0 understanding of what your other 4 teammates are doing on the map, you're gonna go double negative.
Yeah, and I think
John
right
is one
now,
of the greatest Call of Duty players of all time, champs
I-
MVP, and he looks like a bot because they're just
Yeah.
all 5 on a different page.
and I just
I-
think,
I-
yeah, you go, Bryce.
I just want to say like Gunless is top 3 talent. in
Oh,
Call of Duty.
that's not argument. That's
He's
not
one
an
of the best
argument.
Call of
That's not
Duty
an
players
argument.
ever
Yeah.
played.
Gunless
Of
is
all time.
unfucking
That's-
believable.
I just want to tell a chat that
I don't
like,
think
we're
I-
not roasting Gunless.
Yeah,
He
no,
is
he's unbelievable.
A top 3 player.
I don't
of
think
all
I've ever
time.
won a gunfight against that guy when I played it.
Yeah.
You didn't win very many gunfights.
Not
Chris,
very
let's be
well.
honest.
Wait, against him, I don't think it was one. But seriously, no, like it really is. And this is not me
But
saying.
that should show you that like it really
Oh,
does come down to the team being on the same
And-
page and enjoying playing together too.
yeah, and
But-
real
but
quick.
also,
Yeah,
Oh, go
you got
ahead.
no. Oh yeah, real quick, like with the Gunless thing. I'm not saying Gunless is causing their system to be terrible. Like I'm not putting this
Yeah.
on him. I'm not saying, well, Gunless is making their system terrible. They're better with Ricky.
I
No,
just wanted to make sure.
I
everyone
just
on the
think,
chat
yeah,
knew that.
I think that team right now obviously is not on the same page. Whether it's
they fucking
Gunless
won
and all
before,
4 of
which
them,
is
or if it's Gunless
mind-blowing.
and this guy and 3 of them,
2 months
it's
ago.
just yeah. But when they won, they didn't look good at hardpoint. They had, like
Oh,
let's
that's
be
true.
fair. So it's like they aren't on the same page. It's just Gunless has won 5 events. You said this earlier, Sam. Gunless has won 5
Yeah.
events.
That's
That-
more,
bro,
events
more than most players will ever win.
8% of the pro community
Yeah.
will ever win.
And exactly. So he's not. You can't sit here and say, "Oh, Gunless doesn't know how to win. He doesn't know how to fit a system." That's not what we're saying. That's just not fucking true.
If anything,
but-
he probably knows how to do it at one of the best.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
right now,
that's
bo-
the problem that I think of.
they
yeah.
just don't have. I don't know the behind the scenes. I don't talk to them very much, so I don't know. But they have right now. They're just not on the same page, and a change needs to be made. It's not saying, "Oh, like this guy sucks. He has to retire and he never plays again. And everyone will be better off." That's not. That's
Drop
Yeah,
John,
no.
Yeah,
drop
like,
Nick, drop
it's just
Nick.
right now they're not on the same page. They're all hurting themselves for it. So whatever, obviously, if I was behind the scenes, I would know more. But they know what they need to do. They know what they're gonna do, and they're gonna make that choice to find what they think is necessary to find like what they need to do, like just
I think
become the
there's
best
too
thing
many
they can
cooks
be.
in the kitchen on that team.
I
to be
think
honest
I
with you.
think they just
Yeah,
need
so
to
they might
fucking
maybe.
relax.
I think
Well,
it's
yeah.
literally the opposite of Gen G. I think
Just-
there are too many people with too many ideas of how to play Call of Duty on that team.
It's ego.
And not one of them is buying into another one. I guarantee that's what it. I
It's-
100% absolutely guarantee.
It's what we said. It's ego.
Yeah.
Ego slaughtered their team.
They won an event and they all thought they were the shit.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And it's not just on Gunless. It's literally just all 5 of them.
Yeah, it's
all-
all 5.
They couldn't get their egos in check. Like you could tell, bro. That team, if you
And-
look on
and
paper, they should never get
That's
worse than
such a
top 4.
classic thing of COD too. Like COD teams, like they're gonna put the other 4 are gonna put the blame on him.
Yeah.
So and that's gonna cause them to like feel better. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I think it's one of those things.
that's how they're
where-
gonna get out of it. They're gonna say it was all his fault when in fact it's all 5 of their faults, and
Yeah.
that's gonna what is caused like for them to rebuild.
To be fair, like Chris said too, we don't know behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, I don't know how bad things are behind the scenes. so.
I've teamed with Gunless personally. I've heard other people talk about when they team with Gunless.
I've teamed with Gun. I dropped Gunless,
Yeah, you're
which was a
oh,
horrible
you're-
mistake.
Nah, I didn't mean to say that. You're stupid. But it's definitely an ego thing, and obviously they probably just didn't get like the other 4 probably didn't get along with him inside outside of the game, right? So then they obviously didn't want to buy into however he wanted to play, and vice versa, because he
Yep.
probably thought a different way, and so even though who knows if it's the right move, the wrong move, they just feel at least the vibes are going to be better. I'm guessing, from an
Yep.
outsider's perspective. And like, if they get another player, obviously whoever they get isn't going to be nearly as talented as Gunless. We could say that hands down. But their overall teamwork might improve, and they already have enough talent on the team where they don't need another like unbelievable superstar. They just need someone to join their team and them all get on the same page and like clean slate.
Yeah.
It's literally
Shit,
exactly what we did.
Ricky might be the guy.
I
Maybe.
mean, I don't know what they're
Big
gonna do. It's
Big
gonna
Rick.
be interesting with like the roster period. There's
Yeah,
not many.
they don't have a
options
lot
out
of
there.
time. They don't have a lot of options. But I mean, it also you even look at last year. Someone said it in the chat that I mean, not this exactly, but even look at Sam this year. Sam just won an MVP, right? He got dropped from Optic just because like things just didn't work out. It wasn't like like Crim and them didn't know how to win. You know what I'm saying? Like Crim and Optic, they know how to win. They've been there before, and then it's not like
Options didn't work.
yeah, Sam sucks. Like this guy's never gonna win again. Drop him, retire. Like just get out of here. It's like no, like he joined a different
Talent
team. He
does
found a new
not
team.
Win
Yeah, it's
championships.
just how you click, and
Sure as hell helps.
everyone has it does help, but
Not wrong.
everyone has their way of viewing how to play Call of Duty, and like some a little bit different than others. But at the end of the day, some people will just like that little thing they'll just never let go. For example, Austin's one of them. I love Austin, and Austin's very smart, and honestly, I love coaching Austin because he makes my job a lot easier. But it's just in general, like Austin is one of those guys that won't let it go, and that you need that, but you also have to make sure everyone like trusts
That's
you
what,
and
that's,
clicks
the
with
thing,
you, you know
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So when we made that change, obviously Jay for Preston, it wasn't. I mean, I would say it was probably a little bit of an upgrade talent wise, but not like some insane amount. But literally, we made that move, and not only did our vibes get better, there were because Jay and Austin obviously butt heads the most.
I wouldn't
But-
say
and-
talent-wise, but intangible,
Yeah,
like
Well,
communication and
but then
selflessness.
we all
Yeah.
we all started with a clean slate, and we were like, listen, even though we probably should have did it before when we first teamed going this game, where we just whatever Austin says, unless like it's something super controversial, we just listen to him and we're like, you know what, you're right, and then the next time we're in that situation and we do what he says and it works, and we keep it moving, and that's
my
how.
least favorite thing in the whole world, bro.
Wait, yo,
it's
I have
when
a
it's
smile
when
on
it
my
works.
face when it works, bro.
Oh,
'Cause-
I hate it.
That's why I
every
love
time,
Austin
but-
though, because he
but-
views it very similar to me, which is
I
nice.
would so like if you look on the opposite spectrum of that, I think LG could still work out if they all just fucking were like, you know what, fuck it, let's just listen to everything Pierce says, because I think Pierce is probably the smartest player on that team.
Yeah.
Like Pierce knows what he's doing.
Well,
Like-
slacked, but
I think Jerry. I would say I think Jerry is.
Maybe not the smartest, but like he knows what he's doing, And
Yep.
and if Pierce is going to be that guy, right, that won't let anything go,
Yeah.
similar to Austin, we obviously all know Austin's an unbelievably talented, smart Call of Duty player. If they bought into it, I guarantee you they would fucking be perfectly fine. But that team's already over. Like
Yeah,
they're
no,
not.
yeah, no,
You
I
can't
think
go
that
back
team's
into
over.
it.
Personally.
Also, I think one thing that, because I've always been considered a leader on my teams when I played, and so Chris, you could probably add on to this, but you
Yeah.
have to understand how to appeal to your teammates' emotions.
Well,
You have to understand how they work, how they can take things, how you can talk to them. Like I give that best ones. The best example I can give is my Elevate team. I had Yuli, who was a fucking gangster from California, Nagafin, who was homeschooled his whole life, which a lot of
A
people don't
geek from
know.
Florida.
Yeah, a geek from Texas, and then Remy, who was a pretty sheltered kid up in North Dakota, right?
yeah, he was
I
quiet.
can fucking sit there and yell at Yuli like, "You fucking idiot! Why the fuck did you do this?" Blah blah blah. But when I talk to Nagafin, I have to be like, "Yo, bro, like you did this good, but you probably you could have done this better." You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to know how to appeal to your teammates,
Well, that's
to
like
who like,
that's what being a true leader is.
that's a lot of things that people don't understand, and that's another thing where ego comes in.
Yep.
And you just got to know how to appeal to your teammates' emotions. And a
Yeah.
lot of leaders don't understand that in Call of Duty,
I mean, that's
which
the
I think
one
a lot of people
thing.
should work on.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing. Like speaking of Austin, me and Austin view COD very similar. Like everything I've ever said or everything he's ever said, like it's never been like whoa, like I don't agree. But for the most part, that's why it's pretty smooth when we practice and stuff. But that's probably the one thing Austin's not good at is if it's Sam, if it's Kenny, if it's Preston, or if it's Ian, it's what the fuck are you doing, you fucking idiot? You know what I'm saying?
You
It's-
fucking stupid motherfucker. What are you doing?
But that's the thing. You guys are all
I
pretty good
can't
with it,
believe
but
and we
there-
are 9 months into the game. What the fuck is going on?
But that's the thing. So it's like there are players though that Austin has team with that don't do that. You know what I'm saying? They just don't respond to it. They shut down. They say get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like get away from me.
Yeah.
I don't like you. You suck. So it's like
That's what it builds that frustration.
yeah.
Jay
so
Jay was one of them. And,
So,
like it just
they
doesn't
just
work.
didn't get, yeah. But now look at
Yeah.
Jay. He just got fourth at an event. You know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's just
because he needs to be in a different situation. Like it just didn't work.
Pat said Austin's
that-
dumb as bricks.
Austin's dumb as bricks, bro. Hey, maybe, but I'm listening to him. It's working. So I don't know. I think they're in a bad spot though. Going back to just like LG the gun situation, just because
Yeah.
what
Team's
like
shocked, bro. Team's
you
over.
know what I mean? Like the only way that they get a player of Gunless's potential that I could see in this next roster period is if they traded Gunless for Temp. That's the only one. That's the only that like
How?
besides that. I mean, I don't even know if it's
Well,
possible, but that's the only
I
one.
know.
Who, like they're not gonna get another top player.
That's the
like
same
that top.
issue though. They're gonna have the same issues.
Yep.
Donnie's a very loud-spoken, outgoing individual.
Yes,
That-
he is.
Yeah, but so is Pierce.
That's what I'm saying. That team does not need that.
And
No, yeah.
they don't
I'm
need
not
the
saying it
trauma
would be a
period.
good move, but I'm just saying like if
They
you're LG, you gotta think both ways. You need to get a player that you think you guys are gonna be better with, but at the same time, even though this
Major
might
maniac, bro.
this might not be like
LG needs
No,
Mike
they need-
Spacely.
the
They need
politically
a-
correct thing.
a
They
major
don't want to give Gunless to a team that he can amplify them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Now they're making the competition harder for themselves.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
like, I don't know what their plan is, and if you don't do like a top player like Gunless for Temp,
Wait,
they're gonna have to trade Gunless to like a lower rated team.
Pat
a
literally
player-
just said it in chat. He literally just
What?
fixed LG in the chat, which has been the problem the entire year is that Matt doesn't want to run a main AR.
Wait, if
The
they
team's
picked
done,
up,
bro.
that is
the
the
team's
problem.
done.
they
The
don't
team
really
is
have
done.
a
Yes,
they
this
don't
is the
really have a
problem.
crackhead. Well,
I think Formal
But
is
that-
better off with the Maddox in his hands.
Matt is an
Yeah.
infinitely better
wait,
Maddox. Everyone knows
if
that.
Formal and Gunless ran Maddox at the same time, they would be fucking.
That would be just fucking disgusting.
ridiculous.
They would be disgusting. But like, that was a problem that should have been fixed before they won an event, like or immediately after. Like that is a problem that is so far gone that it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
Like that was the issue with the team, and that's why the team ended, is because they're unhappy playing Call of Duty every day because they don't want to do what they're doing.
I think they need a 2-person change instead of a 1.
I agree.
for sure.
I think since I think there's so much that happened behind the scenes now that it's too late to do a one person change. I just think
Yeah.
there's been a lot of words said. Probably, if I could take a guess, there's probably been a lot of words
Probably some
said behind
shit.
closed doors
Probably been some
that
shit
have
over
probably
there at
crossed the
LG
line
camp.
where it's like, all right, me and you are not teammates no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Exactly.
probably
Or
been
friends.
said, yeah, or anything. It's just, I'll see you on the other side of the stage. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So it's probably gotten way too far. So yeah, I think a 2-person change would be the most necessary thing for them. But
At the same time, though,
it's gonna be
going
hard to do
into-
that.
it's going to be
A
hard to do that.
2-person change and they keep gunless.
Well,
That's what.
Okay.
That's what
Like,
needs to happen.
I don't know.
That's
They
even
could
shock.
still they could still be successful with a 1-person change. You know, whether how bad the
Who are you
vibes are.
changing?
Exactly. See, that's dude. I don't.
Well,
Who are you
no,
changing?
yeah, well, no. So the thing is,
I want all three of your
and-
answers.
and-
actually.
who's
well,
their grapple?
well, so look, hold up. I'll
Jared.
break
I'm
it down.
I'm
I don't
not
wa-
answering that.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about our
I-
old
hey, bro.
100T team too much, but going into the PLQ, I mean, a lot of people could probably tell. I had Jay and Kenny literally tell me and Sam that they were not team with Austin, both of them. We were at
Yeah.
everyone was at fucking ends with everyone.
Wait,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Do you remember the day
You were
we
playing
were
like
it too.
I refused to play until the.
Yeah, I was fed
Wait,
up.
what did
but
you
like,
say? Your
we
mic
were
cut
like-
out. You
I-
refused.
I was
there was a day before. I think it was. We were literally 2 weeks out of the PLQ that we were literally hit our.
we already
breaking
chalked
point.
it up. We already chalked it up.
Ian was like,
I
guys,
remember
I'm
that.
not getting on until the PLQ.
Yeah, I've never seen Ian stress so
Dude,
much in my life.
We were in a call for no bullshit 3 hours. He was like, Austin, I want you to take a communication class because you dead ass do not know how to talk to people.
I was ripping
crying.
Wait, who
we
said
went into
that?
the
Holy
PLQ. We went into the PLQ literally like we're breaking up after this. I had
Yeah.
Kenny and Jay. They were like, so we knew we had to make a team change, but when we just swapped one player for one, and Kenny dropped his ego, right? Because like he
That's not
obviously
true,
was.
He-
the
he-
be-
he did a very
Also-
good
you
job
Also,
of that.
you also got Chris.
okay.
Well,
Well,
okay,
I'm
that's true.
Austin's
So that's
Austin's
2 persons.
translator.
But what I'm saying is Kenny fucking matured as a
That-
person
He did.
and a
that's the reason they were
player.
good.
Yeah,
That's the reason
Kenny's
we're good.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So they could keep gunless and drop someone else, whoever he's fucking butting heads with the most, if everyone else on the team or whoever else doesn't like him drops the ego and starts from fucking scratch. But
It's hard to do
That's
that, man.
So far
it
gone.
is.
There-
But
there's
I'm
been too
saying
much shit said,
But
dude.
that's what has to
See,
happen.
but
you have to build that base.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot out of a person to look, especially because there's probably been
mentally
some
reset.
words said, like we just said. There's probably been some shit said to look at that person in the eye and be like, "All right, clean slate, everything." You know what I'm saying? Like just clean slate. And actually do it, not say it and then try and do it and then a day later hate the guy. I'm talking
Hey,
about
That's why-
clean
that's why
slate.
we're in the position
I'm
that we're
dropping
in.
everything. Oh, I know.
That's
told-
literally the position where we're in because all four of us, excluding
Yeah.
Preston, obviously, we made the roster change and we didn't even talk about it. It wasn't even really like spoken. I think we all just understood that like, okay, this is a fresh team. This is a new beginning. Like
Exactly.
we need to hunker down and understand the position that we're in. Like, because if this is it, like if we fuck up, we are just ass. But like
You know-
we,
you know
we
what I would
just-
do?
We matured as players as soon as the roster change happened.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
To finish this topic, what I would do is if I was them,
Oh yeah.
'cause
Go
I'm a
to answer the
genius.
question. Okay.
I
Alright,
would
well-
I would keep
Alright.
gunless. This is like if I was say slacked, right?
Okay.
I would keep gunless. I'd probably drop Nick or John, one of the two. You move formal to Maddox with fucking gunless. You pick up like
Adam
s-
Assault.
No. So you need a. So the thing is, if you drop like John or Classic, right, which a lot of people are saying, no top team is going to want either of those players. So you're going to need to go deeper down to like the teams like UYU,
Straight to the face.
Elevate, Denial, yeah. So
player
so,
right on out
so,
of there.
so you try to trade one of them for like a Skies to run main AR.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what team he's on. Elevate, I think.
Yeah.
Because Elevate will take Classic or John, and then you fucking let him run main AR. You let Gunless and Formal fucking run Maddox's. Jerry's running Sog with fucking.
They don't.
either
They
John or
don't
Classic.
have that entry.
I actually will answer the question by the way.
They don't have that entry like grapple sog player. Like I know Jerry runs it, but
I
that's
think he's
just
good with
not
it.
his play style.
I think he's pretty good with it though.
Jerry's
No,
not
I
like a
think
crackhead,
I'm not.
like,
I'm not
run around
saying
the
he's
map.
not. I'm not saying he's not good with it,
No,
but
no.
I just think like for him to be at his best, that's not his play style.
Or you
I
get, or you
agree.
get like, a, or, look,
Jerry-
or
I
you
think
get
Jerry's
like a
so soft.
Zinni. You get like a Zinni, yeah, he is. You get like
Nah,
a
I-
Zinni or an
I think-
Assault to run main. But the thing is, they're not gonna do that because we all know them more than a lot of these people. They're done. They're
Yeah.
not Team with Gunless. It's simple as that.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
want you guys to understand something. This is all hypothetical. This team is over.
know.
But if I was LG Steve,
If
you
we're
know,
the
that's what I would do.
GM, if we're GMing right now, this is
Yeah.
Now,
would
all
do.
right, so I'll talk about it too. So first we saw LG without Gunless. That's their best player. You know what I'm saying?
They
The
look
most
the be- they
talented
look
player,
the
one of
best
the most
they
talented
look.
players in Call of Duty history. He's very,
Optic
very
was
good.
also trolling.
Not in respawns though. The Surge, they
Okay, the Surge, they were trolling.
yeah,
It
the
was
Surge they were
almost
trolling. The respawns they were probably they probably weren't going hard like it's the finals, but you know what I'm saying? They were playing. And regardless, they're a good team regardless. But they looked pretty good with Ricky. Ricky hasn't played in a while. I know Ricky didn't put up the craziest of stats, you know what I'm saying? Like Ricky's not like some explosive like Stellium type player, you know what I mean? But they did well. Like obviously they didn't win, but they could have done better. They didn't have a lot of practice. Nothing was for them. I personally think, and this is gonna be like probably a lot of people will
I'm gonna throw
disagree.
y'all a curveball.
I'm gonna throw you a curveball too, so you're probably not gonna like this. But I don't think that like obviously if they could keep Gunless and like make everything work, it would be the best thing. But I think they should give someone just like a chance, like for like I said, I honestly think Tom Gravity, the way he understands COD, I think he would be a perfect fit on that team. And I know they won't do that because they're not that type of team to like take that chance, just because like that's just kind of the players they are for the most part. But I honestly think they need a fresh mind that knows what he's doing and is willing, like obviously a little bit younger. You know what I'm saying? He's younger. He's gonna learn. He's not gonna be like, "Fuck you, Matt. Like I'm not doing what you're doing." If Formal tells Tom, you know what I'm saying, you're doing this, I'm probably gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time. I just think they need a fresher or a more fresh mind to refresh things. I just think right now they have a lot of talent. They don't even need the talent. We saw how close they kind of played Optic on their first day with someone who hasn't played COD in a while. And I played 10s the other week. When you don't play COD for a while, it ain't easy, especially in this fucking crazy ass game. So like I think that they just need, and if it's not Tom though, it doesn't have to be Tom, but someone with more of a fresh mind, a hungrier, more dedicated player that will
We'll listen to him.
that will just fit the system more. They'll form a system together and they'll be more dedicated and like willing to learn with each other. I just think right now I don't think they need another talented player. They need talent. You need talent, but you also have Formal Johns. Like you know what I'm saying, you have a lot of it. You already have talent. So it's like if they get rid of Gunless, but I think if they could keep Pierce and make it work, obviously he's amazing. But it goes both ways. But I think right now they don't necessarily need some crazy ass superstar as much as they need a fresh mind.
What about
in my opinion?
What about accuracy for Nick?
That was mine.
I can
Anyone?
see that. Yeah, no way. I can actually see
but
that.
once
yeah.
again,
Like Lamar
yeah.
comes in, runs AR, he builds the system. They actually
That-
because like we all know
that was my
Lamar's
answer.
smart.
Yeah,
Like, Lamar's a smart player, and he's very good when it comes to like coordinating the squad.
Okay, but
I think that would be a good.
but how do you get Lamar?
No, I have no fucking
Yeah, 'cause
idea.
that's what I'm saying. It says, yeah.
I mean,
That-
Nick
that's-
Lamar,
that's
I mean,
why-
you get Nick, Donnie, Looney.
No, Donnie's
Like,
not
they
teaming with
all-
Nick. No way.
Well, wait. Well, no, you could do it like this.
I mean
You-
that.
so, well, I mean,
And
if
then
you
you
did,
move- you
wait, are
move-
you saying
you
are you saying Nick
move-
for Lamar? You keep Gunless on
Yeah.
the team.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, I could see it because you would move Yuli to where he wants to play, main
which is
ICR.
main ICR.
Donnie runs a Maddox
I think Nick would
85%
be.
of the time anyway.
I think Nick would be better with the Maddox than he is with the SOG.
Wait,
Oh,
Nick,
well,
Nick's been a
I was
Maddox all
gonna-
year. Nick's been a Maddox
yeah,
all
I
year.
was going the other way. I was going. You move Donnie to Maddox
Nick's a
because he
Maddox?
uses it.
He's been a Maddox all year and he's been
He's a
struggling.
SOG
I think
now.
he should be
A
either a
SOG, like
SOG or an
grapple
ICR.
SOG.
He has to be one of the two opposite ends of the spectrum. He can't be the Maddox. He's just been
Okay.
struggling with it too much, just honestly. But I think
mean-
like if you got like Tom and had Tom run the ICR, which he does very fucking
What
good
if you
with.
threw Nick on grapple?
I mean, with
No.
the SOG. I mean, with the SOG, I don't think he'd be terrible with it. But regardless,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, he can be the auto aim dragger.
That's the way I'm thinking of
takes
it.
a very special breed
If
to
you
do
get
it
if
all
you
the way.
get the right system though, if you get the right system and he drags some auto aim, this is obviously saying that they're not playing with Gunless for some reason. We don't know behind the scenes. Remember that. We don't
Yeah.
know behind the scenes. If you have the system and you play the right way,
We're
if
so
you get
deep
a
in this.
fresh if you get a
I know,
fresh
right?
mind, you can go a very long way. If like
Yeah.
if Formal played well with the Maddox,
All right, bro,
Tom
we gotta
played with the
move on.
ICR.
Let's
Like
move
it's
on.
what it is.
Shit,
Yeah,
bit.
I mean, bro, this is like basically the last topic anyway. The only
Yeah,
other
you can't
topic.
let me talk about Cobb, bro. I'll go on
Yeah.
for hours.
Well, that's the point though. That's the good part. It's not. It's supposed to
Fuck
be an
yeah.
hour. It goes longer.
Fuck yeah.
But
Yo,
all right,
Chase,
we'll
a
change.
bad
We'll change the
girl.
topic though. We'll change the
whoa,
topic.
whoa, don't get us started.
The last,
What's
the
the last
last
topic?
thing. This is like not really as COD related, and it's not really much.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, it's not really much of like
Oh,
TFU or
I don't want
team.
to talk about this.
Well, no. I just
Release the
feel
I'm
contract.
fucking around. I'm fucking around.
no, no, no.
Release
I
the
just
contract.
feel like I don't want to talk about like Team FaZe or Team Tfue. I don't care about that shit, to be honest. But like,
Yeah.
I want to talk more about like how like we
Contract.
were talking about FaZe, like with FaZe Black. I read their contracts; they were good contracts for those kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, like FaZer's not like bad people. They're not like out to get you. They like
Yeah.
they gave those kids contracts. It's like that happens though a lot of the time, even in the amateur scene of COD. Like, not even talking about Fortnite.
In every
Like,
sport, it happens.
there's a lot of I read the FaZe Black players' contracts before I came up with FaZe Black in my head, and FaZe Black happened because I read a contract and I was like, bro, this is the worst thing. I could have fucking wrote this when I was 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just terrible wording. It was
And I know exactly what
Yeah.
contract you're talking about. You even have to tell
I
me.
know, and that's
And
what
they're
I'm
in the
saying.
league right now, and it pisses me off.
And that's what I'm saying. There's so many shitty contracts that I read where I was just like, bro, like this is literally disgusting. It's robbery. So it's like,
People don't understand. They don't.
but this
Call of Duty players
this
don't understand contracts. dude.
but that's the thing. This entire situation, whether it's good for FaZe or good for Tfue, like I said, I don't really care about that. It's more this should open a lot of eyes for younger players
Yeah.
to actually fucking read what they're doing, because I've helped a few younger players
And
out, and
talk
I'm
to
and I'm not a lawyer, by the way. I'm not saying I'm
Yes.
the contract god, but you should talk to someone, and you should always make sure
Talk
what
to
you're
someone who
signing
knows
is
more than
good.
you do.
I'm sure.
Because-
I'm
yes.
sure all of us. I'm sure all of us here have had at least one experience with a contract that.
Very bad contract.
See,
yeah.
I've been good. I've probably signed a bad contract when I was younger, but I never had an issue. Like I never
Yeah,
like,
I
you know what I mean?
got
have
lucky.
signed-
Yeah.
I have signed and had an issue. I'm not going to say.
Yeah, I've
Lord,
I've never had an issue, but I've signed.
There was an
probably that
issue that I encountered when I was stupid, and I read the contract and I signed it, and it came back to bite me like a year and a half later. And since that point, I have read every word of every contract that I've ever gotten in my entire life, and I've given it to a lawyer
Yeah.
to read.
I think the
Like,
bottom
there-
line.
I don't think people understand how important a signature actually is in Call of Duty. Like, if you get to the point where you are becoming a contracted Call of Duty player, like, listen to us, chat. Read the fucking thing. Don't just sign it because you see, like, X amount
You
of
see the
salary a
money.
month,
Yeah.
and you're like,
See-
oh, this is great.
Oh.
Like, there is something in there that down the road you're not thinking
Wait.
about that will fuck you.
All right, now someone in the
100%.
chat said, but I mean, some people find that as their only chance of being on a team, and see, no, that's
disagree.
not true.
If someone is even offering you a contract, you have negotiated.
Yes,
You have leverage.
bro.
If
It's
someone is even giving you the chance to sign a contract, you have the ability to count. You could say, "Hey, I don't like this. I don't like this."
yeah. You
know,
don't
like,
have to say I'm not signing it. Go fuck off.
are
That's
a
not the point.
commodity.
That's not how you negotiate. It's just like
You as a player are
yeah.
a commodity.
just
That's
say
what it
I
is.
feel
You have
uncomfortable
power
with
as a
this.
Call of
Yeah,
Duty player. If you don't like something in a contract, or if you
got
disagree
a
with
cookie.
something, you have the ability to just fucking say no. It's not going to be like, all right, we're just going to pick someone else.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Okay.
if
at
you
the
well,
bottom
That's not how it
line,
if you
works.
do it the right way, like, bro, if you just say like, listen, I don't feel comfortable with this, I don't feel comfortable with that, like, I'm willing to work with you, just do that. It's not,
Yeah.
listen, fuck off, I'm not signing your contract. That's not how it goes. That's why I feel like that's what people think, and it's just not how it is, you know?
That's why Turner got fucked. is
yeah.
because he was 18 years old, saw a number, and was like, fuck it, I'm going to sign it. And he didn't understand. I mean, I don't think anyone could predict that he literally blew up into what he is today. And now that contract, years later, is coming back to bite him in the ass.
I also think some organizations as well also are new with contracts as well, to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and like, they probably gave out a shitty contract too, and just like, it was just poorly worded.
Bro,
Bad legal team. There's probably both. You know what I'm saying? There's always two sides of each
Yeah.
story. For
There
even
are-
the
there are
contract I'm talking about with
probably-
FaZe Black, it was probably that org was probably the same thing. They have no idea what they're doing, and they gave us
there's
a shitty
so many
contract.
organizations, like, I mean, even established organizations have bad contracts, like you said, with FaZe and stuff like that. Like, there are the majority of organizations in Call of Duty, like, their structure isn't great.
And they're not going to be around next year.
Yeah.
As well.
At
But,
the
like-
bottom line is, whether or not the orgs are taking advantage. Not even talking about the Tfue situation or like COD. It's in every esport.
Yeah,
Like
that's why. Yeah, I don't really care about that.
esports as a
situation
whole right
specifically.
now. It is in a spot where you're obviously going to have organizations trying to take advantage of younger players for cash. They're going to give them a little cash and they're going to fucking completely rip them off after that. But the bottom line is, it's always the player's fault, whether or not the contract is shit or not, for signing something that they don't understand. Because the
And-
whole like,
yeah.
whether or not you think like, oh, this is my chance to be on an org like FaZe or an org like Optic or any other org. If they reach out to you, they want you. If you take it to someone who understands, you can negotiate and make sure you're fine. Because like I said, we've all signed a contract probably once or twice where we fucked ourselves because we just didn't read it fully or
Oh,
we didn't understand
wait.
it.
When I was
Learn from
18,
our
19,
mistakes.
I didn't. I was fucking.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
saw cash and was like,
Wait,
run that.
coming out
please.
the wait,
Run
coming out
that.
the
Here's the
mud.
routing.
Wait,
Yeah.
coming out the mud like I'm scraping for pennies. Come on,
Dude, and you see
Like,
that for a couple thousand a month, you know what I'm saying? Like,
boop, right there.
And
My fucking
But-
John
And then,
Hancock.
and then
so-
he gets to the bottom in the fine print.
yeah, and then I want to
they
go
own
play.
your life. They
Yeah,
own your
then
life.
I want to go play with another team. They're like, nope.
Then you
Yep.
get hit with the right of first
Exactly.
refusal, and you're
Yeah,
just like,
and you're just like, ah.
But, like,
shit.
and you're just sweating.
but you
I'm-
should also
I don't know what's going on for that.
yeah, you should also realize too. It's like it's not also like orgs are out to get you and blah blah blah. Like orgs are a good thing too. I don't want to like go on that side of the spectrum because some orgs are also just the org that I was specifically talking about, Bryce. Like you obviously know.
Yeah.
They're probably just newer to esports as well. They probably have no idea what the fuck they're doing. And I'm not sitting here saying I'm some old holy esports magician. I'm just saying like in general, it's a very new structured thing. So it's not it never hurts to have someone that actually went to school, law
Yep.
school, you know what I'm saying, for stuff like this to actually read it and be
Yeah.
like, listen,
Even
you see what this line
even,
says?
like-
That's a terrible line, and you probably have no idea because you don't understand that kind of
even
language.
just going to talk to someone that's been in the scene. Like I've had multiple people call me or text me and ask me about
Same.
like contract issues, and I tell them what I know, and I don't even know that. Like I know
Yeah.
jack shit.
I didn't
but
go to law
know
school.
more than them. Talk
Yeah.
to someone that knows more than you do. Period.
Always. And then they'll probably recommend to talk to someone that knows more than they do.
Yes, exactly.
Literally.
Yeah.
So it's just what it is. Organizations aren't always out to get you. Not at all. Like the contract that I've signed, I was super happy with it. I read it, you know what I'm saying? Everything was good. So
Yeah.
it's not always out to get you. It's just sometimes people are just inexperienced too and they fuck up as well. It's not always bad intentions. And with
And
this
when you-
being up as a topic, just learn from people's mistakes on this podcast
Yes.
and just also as a young player, there's 1,200 of you in here right now. There's
And
got to be
there's-
one person here
Yeah.
that's going to be an up and coming player that probably gets a contract offer. Don't be fucking stupid and get someone to read it and make sure you protect yourself because you never know what can
And
happen.
a lot
Period.
can change in a year or two.
Yeah.
Life lesson, bro. You never know as much as
A
you
Yeah.
think you do.
And don't think, like you guys said before, that if you tell them you want to negotiate this, it could be something as simple as like a percentage of prize winnings. Say the org has 20% and you were like, no, I think like 15 is more fair. Don't think that if you reach out to them like that, that they're just going to cut you off because they will negotiate because they're a company. Like they want you. They're not going to completely fuck you over.
Yeah.
It's like you said, Chris, like they might just not know. It could be a new org, new company, not really familiar with esports. So they're going by all they know.
Which
and
can
they're
be
not like-
terrible. Yeah.
It's not like malicious. They're trying to fucking own your life.
It's business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
it's just
simple
what
as
it
that.
is. So it's like, yeah, it's just
It's business until it fucks you. And then you're
Still
pissed.
business.
then it's still business, but it's bad business.
It's
But yeah,
business
But,
bad.
yeah.
Then you're
But
pissed.
then
So-
you're fucked.
it's just
And
what it is. Just make sure, yeah. I feel like this situation.
Talk
Not
to
even
someone
talking
that
about the
knows more than
drama
you
about
do.
it. It's just it's just this situation brings a lot of light on both sides of the spectrum for like organizations to really make sure
I
they're
wanted to
not coming out
highlight.
with bad intentions, and then also on the player to make sure they're actually reading their stuff and stuff. This is a good topic. I
kinda-
feel like in general.
You just reminded me of. I wanted to talk about Tommy a little bit
Tommy who?
from Russie.
Okay, sorry. I hear Tommy. I think Zuma.
Just him understanding that he's having health issues mentally and that he needs to fix them. I think a lot of esports players don't recognize how isolated they are when they sit in the room and game all day and don't go outside and don't have a social life.
I respect the shit.
I respect the hell out of
him.
him for,
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
doing
I
that.
respect Tommy.
'Cause I
so
mean,
much.
I'm sure we've all had issues with it. Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, what?
like
Yeah,
that's
100%.
why we moved in together.
Where
That's,
you're- where
wait,
you're
that's
completely
been my biggest downfall in life. Literally, like
Yeah.
Ian's
not being able
lived.
to balance
Wait,
everything,
Ian, wait,
yeah.
hold up, Ian. Ian lived with me at the worst point in my life, like mentally. He
Yeah,
literally, trust me,
remember,
he was my roommate. You know what I'm saying? Like
When-
it was
when
terrible.
When you roll out of bed onto your setup and off your setup but back onto your bed, like that takes a toll out of you mentally, socially, like your social interaction. It's big time, dude. Confidence, it's big time. So just make sure you guys are fucking self-aware.
Yeah, no, I respect Tommy.
I like that, Bryce. I like
it's-
that.
Thanks,
yeah, no,
man.
I do.
Because we
respect
Gotta
could-
him.
look out for my peeps.
We could
No,
talk
Tommy's
about
the man.
that
Tommy's a
for
great
while.
dude. I don't know.
Because I've been
I
through
love
it,
that guy.
you
man.
know?
Yeah.
I understand what he's fucking. I
Yeah.
respect the hell out of him for even having the balls to say it publicly, because I sure as hell wouldn't.
Bro, I would have dipped off in the shadows. Yo.
Yep.
Or
Yeah,
my
no.
collarbone. I'm out. Nah, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's
seriously.
I think a lot of people, not even with Call of Duty, a lot of esports players, just because it's so new, they don't understand how much
Yeah.
it affects you mentally, physically, to like have a good balanced life.
Yeah.
Because dude, that shit, like, yeah, I've been in that situation where I fucking woke up, roll out of bed, playing 8-10 hours a day, eating like one
not-
shitty ass meal,
Not
going right
talking
to
to
bed.
anyone else.
Not talking to anyone, no social interaction, like no exercise, nothing. Not
Yeah.
good for you. And I think that is a big problem. We won't talk about it, obviously, because we've been
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
we
we'll
can-
talk about
we
that
can
for
wrap it up.
hours, but
That
You
could be
should
another
probably put that
podcast.
on your next one. Yeah, you probably
Yeah.
put that on your next one because I think a lot of esports players, especially in COD, have that issue
I think
now.
my
that's a
the
huge
next
issue in
guest
esports.
the next
Yeah.
guest that I want to have on, I'm not gonna say it now, but the next guest that I want to have on and do like a one-on-one, try and change it up a little bit, is
Well, I like
probably the perfect guest for that topic. So, yeah, no, but we can wrap it up at there. It's been an hour and 20. Listen, we didn't go 2 hours. That's progress. We didn't
We ran
bullshit.
this motherfucker up.
We ran
That's
it
what we
up,
did.
but last time it was like, yo, we'll do like 45 minutes, and it became like 2 hours. So good shit. We did it. We kept it shorter, but
Not bad.
everyone in the chat, I hope
Go.
you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube as right away. It's probably gonna go up like pretty late tonight though, if not tomorrow morning. It will be on YouTube, so if you guys want to watch it, my YouTube is youtube.com/James Crowder. Go watch it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys ever have a guest or topics or anything you guys ever want to want me to talk to or about on this podcast, just tweet me. You guys let me know. I'll see if I can get it done. It's not always going to be promised that I do, but I hope you guys
Let's run
enjoyed the
these
guest.
motherfucking subs up, though.
Yeah.
Hold on, run these subs up real quick. Yo, let me get some subs in a chat for Chris, bro, for being an unbelievable host. And he's
And then-
ugly.
Run it up.
Yo, just a
Wait,
couple.
wait,
Let's
have
see
you-
a couple.
wait, Ian,
120 sub train.
Ian, have
Right
you
here.
seen your haircut right now?
What? I take your each.
All right. Shout out to Ian, Sam,
Chase 'em
and Bryce
back, girl.
for coming here. I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it.
Your eyes off my goddamn money.